The SP PNG Hunters and the Central Queensland Capras are the only teams in the Queensland Intrust Super Cup competition with no NRL feeder club affiliation. The Hunters are keeping to participating in the Queensland Intrust Super Cup competition as a club without any feeder club affiliation to an NRL team. The feeder club arrangements by NRL clubs and teams in the Intrust Super Cup competition in Queensland and the New South Wales Intrust Super Premiership are mostly for game time of NRL contracted players. Without going into much detail and cutting a long story short, Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League Chairman Sandy Saka says it would be a complication for the Hunters to have a feeder club system with NRL clubs.
Not so much a feeder club, because the feeder club arrangements between NRL clubs, they require a peculiar kind of relationship. It would be impossible for us to get into a normal feeder club system like all the other clubs in Australia have.
Instead, Saka has embraced arrangements with NRL clubs such as the Brisbane Broncos, which allows for technical expertise.
We could have special arrangements where we have special relationships with clubs, which we are starting to do now with the Broncos.
The ultimate goal, however, is for PNG to have a team in the NRL in the future, but that would mean certain criteria to be met.
The long-term plan, and it's been said by everybody in this country, is hopefully to have a PNG team of some sort participating in the NRL.
NRL Chief Executive Officer Todd Greenberg stated clearly that the first step for any club interested in becoming part of the NRL is to show they are consistent in the state cup competitions and prove they are financially viable. NRL Commissioner and former Queensland Premier Peter Beattie has stated that NRL expansion may be possible in 2022 with the new TV deal for the National Rugby League, which is where they will consider which team can be included in the competition's expansion. Saka, on the other hand, didn't stress further, but stated that the flip side of that is that the pathway program, especially local competitions, must be strengthened before any thought of joining the NRL is foreseeable.
And with a strong domestic comp, we can put our hands out for a long-term NRL plan going forward. Whether it be the Hunters becoming an NRL club or Hunters becoming a feeder, we'll see in the future.
Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV Sports.